And it's not just the wind. Storm surge is also a dangerous part of tropical systems, especially right along the coast. That's when wind forces seawater up onto land. This can destroy property and be deadly. First to know meteorologist Elizabeth Copeland takes us to one community that's already dealt with the flooding in past seasons.
It's been nearly 5 years since Hurricane Michael's storm surge flooded Shell Point.
It was a chunk of piling about this long by about like that, just riding on a wave hitting the door. And that's what broke it.
Michael GETMAN was here when it happened.
Turned this whole downstairs into a washing machine.
The National Hurricane Center says the storm drove about 7 feet of water into this area. Water and wave action that upended Frank MESSERSMITH's property in Oyster Bay.
Well, I had 3 docks ended up in my yard, one of which came in, hit one tree, rolled over, and tore out my steps up to my house in the back of the house.
Well, the Big Bend is actually extremely vulnerable to storm surge.
CODY FRITZ is a storm surge specialist with the National Hurricane Center.
And that really has to do with how deep the water is, not just near the coast, but how shallow the water extends away from the shoreline.
I stand just under 6 feet tall, and hurricane winds can push this water inland over 12 feet. So that's almost twice the height of me.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is upgrading its storm surge model. The upgrade will help predict where the water will rise. We'll also do a better job of predicting how far inland water may flood.
And that's good news for a lot of our Gulf coastline communities, many of which, like Shell Point, lie under 10 feet above sea level.
We haven't really had a storm like that make a direct hit here at Shell Point for probably since before the 1900s.
Mark Powell is a former employee of the National Hurricane Center, and he also lives in Shell Point.
When they're developing their storm surge predictions, they have a way to account for different sizes of storms, different intensities, different motion.
Predictions that these neighbors will be watching closely this hurricane season. In Shell Point, I'm First to Know meteorologist Elizabeth Copeland.